watching a master at work.
You win some, you lose some. But you live to fight another day.
He is I and I am him. Slim with the tilted brim. What's my motherfucking name?
You win some and you lose some.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I just want you, RIP John Witherspoon. I just want you to remember that when we go golfing in a few weeks. You win some, you lose some. But you live.
You live to fight another day.
To fight another day, So
Well,
I just want you to remember that, man.
Well, you saw the father was telling the son, not the son was telling the father. I just want you to realize that, just in case you didn't.
That's true.
You didn't pick up.
That's
right?
true.
You didn't pick up on
That's
that.
True.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the remix. It's the remix.
It's a yeah. All right, the remix.
Yeah.
Right.
This
okay.
the remix.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that.
Happy Saturday, man. Happy Saturday. How you doing?
Hey, any Saturday is a happy Saturday. If you had a effed up Friday, there's always a happy Saturday, bro. Always a happy Saturday. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you could make an argument on which day is the best, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Because some people really like their Sundays too, like the Sunday fun day crowd. That's a whole crowd. You know what I mean? But Saturday's nice because it's like it's in the middle. You know what I mean? And then Friday could be really good too, but you just probably had to work a little bit that day, so it wasn't like a full rest day.
I feel you. You know what? And Sunday to me though, it's that, man, I gotta go to work tomorrow, man.
Yeah, that sucks. I mean? Once it gets to be like 1 p.m., 2 p.m., it's like, damn.
Exactly, right? Like, man, right? Yeah, like, oh, man, I only got so many hours, and man, I got to do this tomorrow. I got to do this tomorrow. You know what I mean? So Saturday, it's always happy Saturday.
Yes, so whoever's listening out there, man, hope y'all having a good Saturday, Friday, Sunday, whatever day it is.
Exactly.
Hope it's a good one. But welcome to the show. I'm KJ.
I'm DJ.
He is I.
And I am him.
Man, let's get into this thing.
Let's do it, man.
Hey, man.
Have you heard about this?
What the hell is going on?
They are father and son.
Kev, man, what's going on? Hey, man. You know what time it is?
They are father and son.
Just hear me out. What the hell is going on around here? Hey, DJ. Hit it.
Words of wisdom.
Yeah, Kev. So, normally we've talked about it before in our segments. We always have a hey man where we got, we talk about a topic, a current event kind of thing.
Right.
But today, man, I want that hey man to be something in the lines of father and son, what we always do because we're father and son, right? So
unfortunately, no, I'm just playing. I'm happy to be, proud to be,
me
very
too.
proud.
Yeah, he is I's him. Shout out to
that's right.
the Johnsons.
Merch on the way.
Merch on the way lately. Anyway, I do want to start it off today because it's a special hey man, because it's about parental boundaries and whether, that line between being a parent and a friend or and because that's something that I think every parent goes through, whether subconsciously or consciously. You have to decide, those kind of things. So I want to jump into that and how I feel about that, because you and I, obviously, like any father-son, ups, downs, challenges, you know what I mean? Verbal challenges, physical almost challenges, right? But growing up, you have to just, as the parent, when you were growing up, we, your mom and I, we both had to go through, is that my road dog? Is that my, my wingman kind of thing? Or is it my son where I have to discipline him and, make sure he knows what's what, kind of give him the rules of the road kind of thing. Right. So I want to just tell you how I feel about it. And then I want you to let me know in response to what I tell you, because I'm very interested to hear what you thought of our father and son dynamic, right? Growing up and even now. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
So,
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So for me, right away, for me, as most parents will say, as soon as you're born, man, it's like, man, that's my road. That is my road dog. Bottom line, there's no ups, down. That's my road dog. But just like a true road dog, sometimes, man, your road dog is like, hey, we're gonna do this. I know it's wrong, but we're gonna do this, right? And that's where it came for me and you, is that I wanted us to have fun, but I wanted you to know what the lines are as well, right? You can have too much fun, right? I want that respect from you. Just like right now, I'm calling you, you're my son, you're an adult, but that's my road dog. That's my best friend. That's like I always tell you, I treat you when we're doing something athletic, like you're just one of the boys that I know. It's not, oh, I'm sorry, son. I didn't mean to do that, man. Because even when you were young, we had that kind of, when we played games against each other, you're so competitive. Yeah, I will let you get mad. I'll let you whatever. But there was a line that you understood that you weren't supposed to go over, right?
Right.
So I
right.
do want to hear your perspective on that, because I think we definitely had a balanced. I think I might have been a little bit more of a friend than a parent sometimes, and that just having that line. It's important to establish that line with your kids. That this part is, hey, I'm the parent. I want that respect. You're going to do as I say. Blah blah blah. But also, if there's something you want to talk to me about as a friend, you can come talk to me. I'm not going to get mad. I'm not going to, whatever. I'm not going to be mad at you because you came to talk to me. That was something that was always important between you and I and your sister, Samantha, is that I may get mad at what you're telling me, but I'm not going to be mad at you for telling me. Right. And that's what I mean. That's that line that you got to create, that line where, you're a parent and a friend. Right.
Yeah.
Some people just say, no, I'm your parent. I don't need to hear you. This is a military. You do as I say, that's it. I'll let you know when you can speak. That's not my line. So how do you feel about, growing up, having that kind of dynamic between you and I?
Yeah. It's interesting as I reflect back on it. I think I did, and I still do, idolize you a lot. And I think that had to do a lot with the respect that I had, where, I can joke around, I could say, it looks like you got an elephant on your hat, or you could say something make a joke about me. But I don't know if it's just because you've been doing it like that with me since I was a kid, to where I never take it personal, but I also know the line that I can cross by making fun of you, or, saying something. I don't know if we ever talked about it. I just think it was one of those things. I was walking the other day and getting my steps in. And you ever notice sometimes when you're walking and maybe you're looking straight, or you're just looking at the scenery, and then you kind of naturally step out of the way, and you were about to step on something, you didn't look at it, but somehow you just knew, your body knew something was there. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how our boundaries, our lines were from my purview. It was I don't know if we ever had a discussion about it. More so, it was a feeling, and I kind of knew the line that I can go up to, and I think it was different for mom and you too. Mom was more, me and mom now in this part of my life are starting to become more friends than we ever were. She was definitely, she wasn't super militant, but that was kind of how the relationship was. She was the mother, I was the son, and that was kind of that.
Yeah, and I think it's just having that line between parent and friend. You and I always talk about, you're either going to emulate or you're going to run away from something like that, right? It's those kind of things, and other things. When I have my kids, for instance, a lot of people will be like, my dad never hugged me, my dad never said I love you, my dad never showed me feelings, or or anything like that, or they're afraid to, as their child gets older, whether it be a girl or a boy, that they may, well, you know what, I can't put my arm around my son, I can't hold my son's hand, I can't kiss my son. I did all that stuff until, you were a teenager, right?
Right.
I mean, we don't have to tell everybody about, me kissing you the other day or anything like that. But I'm just saying.
It's not no Birdman, Lil Wayne stuff going on
here. but that's what I mean. Showing you that as a man, that it's okay to have those emotions, to show how you feel, especially your son, especially your daughter. These are people that are going to carry on what you teach, right? What you show. So it was really important for me to have that more of a friend in that sense, and then the parent, because I wanted, like I said, I wanted you and your sister to have it where, look, I can tell my dad anything. And then that's when the parent kicks in. Once you tell me what it is, okay, let's talk about it. Let's blah, blah, blah. And then I hope you carry that on to your kids and your sister as well. Right. So
yeah, I think it's got to be tough though. Like when it comes down to a discipline standpoint, right? Like, because there's that line too. It's like, man, you so cool, you're my friend. Damn, why you disciplining me like this though? It's like I feel like, I'd be curious to, see what you think about that. Like, to me, that's probably the hardest part. Like, I think when I have a kid, I'm gonna probably emulate the way that, or at least try to, the way that our relationship is, but I know that's still got to be tough. And I remember when I was young and you hit me with that famous line that every parent says, son, this is gonna hurt me. This is gonna hurt me more than it hurts you. You know what I mean?
It was something to that effect. Yeah, something
I'm
to
thinking
that
to myself, man, yeah, right. Man. You on the offensive, man.
Okay, but see, that's a good point, because now, obviously in this day and age, spanking or physical discipline is looked down upon, right? But I can honestly say, people of color, man, especially people of color from, our peeps, come on, man. If you didn't get spanked or whooped, I'd rather say whooped, right? If you didn't get whooped, come on, man, you were lucky, but you were in that 1 percentile. You know what I mean?
I didn't even have it that bad, because at least it wasn't like the face or nothing like that. I'm real sensitive about my face, man. Like somebody touch my face. Somebody touch my face, it's going up, man. It's going up.
I know, and you know what's funny too is that your grandmother used to always say to me is like, you know what, I don't care, you neighbors, police officers, you're my child. If I want to spank you right here in the middle of the street, I'm going to spank you in the middle of the street. It was like, because that was that line that she was trying to show me, like, hey, respect is respect. Right? She didn't beat me. She didn't but she tried to show me, hey, don't think because you go to a store, you can run around, pull things off the shelf, hey, blah, 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 and then get in the car and like, okay, mom, let's go home. No, you were getting disciplined right there. And that's what I mean.
Right.
Me and you had that same kind of thing, but I say, hey, man, hey, we're not doing that. And I have to tell people, I have to tell this really quickly, is that, you went to the arcade, and I know this still sticks in your mind, when you went to the arcade that time, and you were just playing, man, you were having a great time like we always did every week, right? And I said, hey, man, it's time to go, man. You were like, nah, man, Dad, I'm going to keep playing. I'm like, yeah, man, hey, man, we got to go, man. We got to go. And you're like, no, I'm just going to keep playing. So what did I do? I said, all right, then. I left the arcade, got in my car, drove off, went around the corner.
Wait,
waited down the block.
But how serious do I take games? Like, was it hard for you to creep off? Like, did I even notice that you? I'm sure I was so locked in. I'm sure I was so locked into the game.
Right? You were.
So locked in that it probably was 5 to 10 minutes that went by before I lost the life and the game was over. And then
and I went to the car, got in the car, pulled around the corner, came back to the maybe 75 yards from the entrance, and I watched you come out and lose your mind. Like, what the hell? And start crying. And then when you got in the car, what did I say? I said, Kev, when I say it's time to go, it's time to go. We never had that problem again. Never.
That's right.
Because there was no physical, there was no yelling. It was like you understood.
Hey, you let me sit out there though for a minute though. You wasn't like you just pulled right up now.
I did. I can't let somebody pull up on you. Right?
You had eyes on me. I was confused.
You were, and that's what I mean. That was the whole lesson to me. It was like, all right, cool. You feel that you've decided you're going to play. This is what you're going to do. I decided we're not going to play. I'm leaving, and I left. Right. So
listen, everybody that's listening, it's just because I beat him in the game and he ain't want to play.
Okay,
no
man.
more.
Hey, that's a postscript, man. That's a postscript. That's true. That's true. I did take a little enjoyment of watching you come outside as revenge for that kind of stuff. But yeah, man, that's basically yeah.
So how do you feel about like second chances, like when your kid messes up, or maybe if you mess up and having your kid give you a second chance, like it doesn't even have to be a second chance, because especially from kids, we're on our millionth chance as kids, right?
Yeah,
but
no question.
I think a lot of us me especially, as well. I'm in this category. We all have some child trauma, right? And we all cast blame sometimes on our parents, and we don't understand, understand things till we get older. So yeah, like what's your thoughts on chances, giving somebody a do-over, like a try again? How does that work?
I think, even the father and son dynamic, you have to get, to me, we went a long time, and we'll get into that into another show. We had a year's vacation from each other because, and that was because I felt that I've showed my son everything, how I am, how I feel, how I see things. And it wasn't that, I never said I'm not talking to that guy. I've never said I don't love my son. It was just where my son had to do his own thing to understand where he was, right? And so sometimes inflection, redemption between the person that's, looking for it versus the person who's, giving it to them, it's almost the same to me sometimes, especially father and son. Because at the end of the day, I definitely owe you the opportunity to redeem yourself as my child. Definitely.
Yeah.
100%. But how do you look at it? How do you feel about?
Yeah, man. It's it's so delicate. It's so because I don't feel like there's one way. Like you said, there's the father and son piece, there's a parent piece, there's giving your friends second chances, there's relationships giving second chances, and like you said, we'll talk about our extended vacation on another episode. We'll probably do that for like a 100th episode or something like that. Probably do that as a big episode. But for me, I had a lot of pain and resentment towards you and mom, you know what I mean, but a lot towards you, for a litany of reasons. And so that's the thing too, is like not understanding how to, I think, to deal with frustration, especially as a kid, is challenging. And I think sometimes kids act out and do things because of that. And I think if you can give somebody a second chance, you should, a third chance, whatever chance. But I do think everybody has their tipping point, and
Agreed.
And in our situation, I realized that, this was the tipping point, and, obviously I'm happy that, more than happy. I'm, it's the shine in my light right now that we're back at it. But that's how I feel about it. So I think, if you have it in you to give somebody another chance, I think you should. But if you get to that tipping point, then you got to do what you got to do.
See, and I love that, Kevin. I love that about you, is that, I think we both have that actually, to where if I messed up, I messed up. I'm not blaming other people. I'm not saying, hey, Kevin, you did blah, blah, blah. Your mom did this. No. If you listen to the first episode of our podcast, the first motherfucker was me because, of what I did, how I felt. So I definitely agree with that. I think, even if you look at it as like, you see these murderers or people that do grotesque things and they get caught, their parents are still right there, right? Granted,
you do see that. You do see that sometimes,
right? You see it. You're like the parents aren't like, man, hey, that's not my son. I don't know what that is, right?
They're like. I mean, I guess I kind of knew Johnny was a little different than the other kids.
Exactly. Wait, and that's not okay. We're not making light of it, but that is that's what it is. It's like that. Where did that parent-friend relationship go the other direction? Where it was all just, hey, I'm doing whatever I want, and that parent not going, hey, look, I see the legs of these flies that you pulled off over here. That's okay, but that's, let's do other things. Let's go. You know what I mean? There's always that sign that something's gone awry, right? You know what I mean?
Right,
but you know what? Right. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's get the queen, man. Can we get the queen? Because I'm curious to see what she would think about this.
Hold on, man. I think we could bring her in, man. Hold on 1 second, man. Let's see if we can summon. Let's see if we can summon her in. The queen is busy, man. Let's see what we can do though. Hold on. Let's see what we can do. All right.
Her Majesty the Queen.
My name's Breezy.
Breezy.
Call her Breezy.
Breezy.
She's an untouchable.
As bad as bad can be.
A strong black woman.
Fuck with the queen bee and you're gonna get stung.
Damn right. Breezy in the building. Bree, how are you?
I'm doing amazing. How about y'all?
Oh,
We're
we good.
good.
We good.
We're good. Good. We wanted to
Y'all
bring you in
started the
on
conversation off really good today. This is really,
right,
really
right,
good.
right. So
Yeah.
what do you think about that, Bree? What do you think about that? What do you think about redemption?
So I've been on this for a while now. Just making sure that my cup is filled.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm at a point to where I know I give so much to people, clients, coworkers, partners, whatever the case may be. So if I'm at that tipping point, there's no redemption. Because at this point, I've given you all that I can. And if you
Mm-hmm.
continue to show me the same face and you're not learning any lessons, I'm good. And it's a done data. So for me, I'm hearing y'all talk, and I'm like, that's all beautiful and things. But what if you just get?
but
But what if you just get so tired because the same person is showing you the same face? Like I was always taught, when they show you the real,
Maya
that's
Angelou.
them.
Yeah, the Maya
Yeah.
Angelou. Yeah, Maya Angelou. Okay.
Like
Wow.
even with relationships, my mama said, if you see them angry, that's how they are when they're angry. So
Ooh.
don't, let up with that.
Kev,
And those are
wait,
conversations.
Kev, you want me to get in, man? You want to go in, man? You want me to go in, man? You want me to go in?
Go ahead, because I might still be I might still be holding on to some Google Android resentment.
You
So
froze
I
a
don't
little
even.
bit. You froze a little bit.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Okay,
Go
Bree.
ahead.
I feel like I'm about to double team me.
Well, I don't know. I mean, wait. What do we say about trigger? I think me and Kev are both triggered right now. We're both like, really? Okay. Okay. I think, especially when it comes to relationships, and I do agree if somebody shows you who they are, right? Believe them. But my mom always told me is like, when it comes to relationships, that person, you don't see them really until if you get married, then you're going to see who they really are, right? Because there's no pretense after that. It's like, I've got, that ring is locked. I'm not saying you lock down, but in the sense of, okay, well, now this is me. You can do whatever you want. You can break out, whatever, but this is me. So the reason I'm bringing that up is because I think once you're in a serious relationship, that's when that redemption part kicks in, even if they show you who they are, right? Because now you're really going to think, do I want to give KJ redemption? Do I want to give DJ redemption? You know what I mean? DJ's an asshole. I may have to recalculate my, what I thought because he showed me that he's an asshole, right? I mean, so
can I
yeah, man, go ahead, get in there. Not about DJ's an asshole. I don't want you to agree with that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, can I double dutch? Let me double dutch. Let me double dutch in here real quick. I feel a lot of what y'all saying, but the thing that is coming to me that I gotta ask in this context is, what about somebody changing or evolving or growing? That's the only problem that's the only problem I got with the quote of like, once somebody shows you who they are, like that, don't be surprised or some whatever that quote is. Like
But
people can
that's
change.
different
People can
because
change
they're
and grow.
working. Yeah, that's different because at that point they're working towards being a better person. Because of course we have therapy. Some people have therapy and go to church. Some people pray. Whatever that case may be, for them to be a better person, that's different.
Ooh.
And I'm not saying that somebody's going to get better overnight. It definitely takes time to build new habits. So my thing is that if it's a continuation and you're not working on yourself, you just don't care. At this point, you're taking advantage of me. And I think my experience that I've had that a lot because I'm so nice is that they try to take advantage of me. So I'm like, I see it. And if I show you how angry I get, I'm the crazy one. So I'm going to let you have it. And I'm good.
Okay, wait. I'm over here with my head up. Ooh, pick me. Okay, so I don't disagree with that. But how many chances does that person get once they show you who they are?
Absolutely.
So when you said, I see they're working on it, right? That can always be my default position of, babe, I know I spent the rent money for the 27th time, but I'm working on it. I'm trying my best to be, you know what I mean? So can I get another $10, $20, just for today? I'll probably pay you back. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, how far do you go in that redemption that you're speaking about? Because I want to get your perspective as a woman. If your guy was like that, how many chances are you giving him?
So, and that's what, like right now, we are in therapy together because we definitely want to work on our communication. And there's things that he does that I'm like, and there's things that I do, and he's like, yeah. So it's like the main thing is that the therapist is telling us is that we need to provide grace for one another. But if it's a situation where it's, consciously or unconsciously, but you're still doing the same thing, it's like, when do I walk away? Because at this point, I'm putting my feelings to the side because I think I'm either going to change this person. That's another conversation too, is that we're always thinking that we're going to change this person because we want to be with them so bad. That is your problem. That's not their problem. They have to figure out if they're going to change for you.
I agree.
Dude,
I agree.
Hey, Your Majesty has spoken. That's like a no, because I think that's like, for a lot of relationships, that's definitely, man, those are wise words, because we always, I think all of us, and when I say all of us, I think anybody in a relationship, there's always going to be give and take. It may be 99-1 or 50-50, but there's always going to be some kind of like give and take. And I think that whole working out, doing the communication thing, I think that is part of the redemption, right? I think listening is part of the redemption, right? I have problems, I think, and Kev kind of touched on it too, is on the forgiveness part. Because if you don't have any forgiveness, then there is no redemption, right? I mean, you can, especially if you're in a relationship, I don't want to go down the side chick road or anything like that. That's a whole different 7 shows. But until you have the look at Bree Cash, she's triggered like, that's about.
No, I was laughing at Kevin's face.
It's a series. Yeah, silence is deadly. But and I'm not saying anyone that Kevin has side chicks or anything like that. But silence is deadly. But it's a whole.
No, you are the one making faces, Kevin. You are.
He is, right? And for people that can't see, my son's like, man, dog, that's not the topic we're talking about right now, man. Go ahead, Kevin. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, and since we're talking to our people, my pop DJ Daryl is the Deflecticon. So what you saw right there. What you saw right there was.
I was going to explain with your face.
What you saw right there was vintage DJ right there. Okay, check it out, y'all. He talking about side chicks. I'm like, side chicks. That's a hairy conversation. And now all of a sudden he talking about my side chicks. You the one that brought up side chicks.
I never said any names. No, I never said any names. I never said.
It's okay. This is recorded. This is recorded. So
I didn't know. I was doing the disclaimer just in case you want to sue me later, or Bree's like, I didn't appreciate how you brought up, blah blah. I'm like, hey, I'm just saying, I'm defining the line. That's all. Remember those boundaries between father and son, parent and son.
Bree is so wonderful. She does a lot of things for us. She does a lot of things for us, but one of the things she does is show notes. So I'm gonna start asking her to put in all the times you deflect in the show notes, so that way the audience can just go to it and they can see what I'm talking about.
I wasn't deflecting, man. I was explaining. I don't think it was a deflection. And yes, to everyone that listens to us, thank you for listening, by the way. But yes, I have a tendency to deflect, and it's not a tendency. It's more of a skill, I would say. I mean, my Breezy and Kev don't agree with me, but I think it's a skill. Like my man from Taken. It's one of those skills that I have. It's just
you did not compare it to being an assassin.
I have a very particular set of skills.
I didn't do right exactly. I didn't say I was an assassin. I'm just saying it's part of my set of skills that I have. That's all. It's an art.
It's a strength.
It's an art. Yes. That's it. So
hold up.
Oh. Hey man, hey dude, I don't appreciate that, man. But dude, so that I'm not deflecting. Let me just say this, man. I just think if there's anything out there that repetitiously or anything like that when it comes to relationships and redemptions, I just think there's a level of forgiveness. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Sounds like we all agree that there's a tipping point.
If it's worth it.
Yes.
Yeah, and Pop, I appreciate you going on that deflector rant, whatever, that rant on deflection. But I just want to let you know that I forgive your deflection. I'm giving you a second chance on your deflection.
I appreciate that, man.
I hope that you redeem yourself. I hope you redeem yourself.
I do. Hey, man. Hey, I just hope anybody that I've offended forgives me and allows me to.
Yeah, no, me too. Yeah, nice save right there. Nice save.
That was really good.
That was nice. I like that. That was master. That was mastery deflection.
As I said, I do have a special set of skills.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. And Bree, if you don't mind, stick around with us. We're gonna jump into something when it comes to redemption and second chances real quick. So Bree, stick around with us. Everybody else, check this out.
This motherfucker gonna make me come looking for him.
This motherfucker need to be checked.
I want to know who this motherfucker is.
Oh, we gonna fry this motherfucker up.
This motherfucker smells scared, Junior.
Better recognize.
Oh yeah.
I didn't want to do it,
You got it, man.
I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it, man. But in this segment of this motherfucker, man, it hurts my soul, man, because if you can go back to the first episode, my pop told y'all I'm a hooper, and we have this pact as hoopers. We don't want to talk bad about each other. We want to hold each other down. But what can I do? What can I do, man?
You got unleash, man. Unleash.
For the second time, man, Ja Morant got caught in a short period of time. He's a repeat offender with the firearm. And since this has happened, I ain't gonna lie, I've been going through like all these different emotions and thoughts, because I'm the type of person, I'm a Googler, number one. Let me just get that out the way. I'm a Googler.
Absolutely.
But one of the benefits of being a Googler is you get multiple perspectives, right? And my initial perspective was this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, how could you be so stupid, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then I get, guys like JJ Redick and other people that I'm seeing other perspectives of, hey, what did he do wrong? He's in a state where it's legal to have a firearm, where it doesn't have to be registered. He's not discharging a firearm. He's in a controlled place. You can argue with his friends, and what's the problem? And then you have other people saying, yeah, but he's a mentor to kids, and he has kids of his own, and is he setting a good example? And then another angle that I just heard, which is interesting, from Gilbert Arena, shout out Gilbert, Grant High School.
Wow.
Is you don't know who he's beefing with, just because he grew up in a middle class life and all that stuff. I was watching Tony Yayo, shout out Yayo, and he was talking about he grew up with both parents, and he was still a menace. He was still a product of his environment. So maybe Ja Morant really does have ops. It's real oppy outside. Maybe that's how Ja feels when he walks out the house. You know what I mean? So and lastly, because I want y'all to weigh in. Lastly, I got a problem with Ja's parents. Like, everybody has seen LeVar Ball Jr. That's T. Morant. That's his dad. That's what I'm gonna call him, LeVar Ball Jr. And he hasn't really, in at least from our view, he hasn't been that parent. He's been that friend, going back to those boundaries. He hasn't done a good job. But then I was asking you, Pop, about his mom. Like, where's his mom at? And then I started doing some Googling, and I find out his mom calls, when she's when she didn't feel like she was getting good customer service at a shoe store, and then she calls her son, and then Ja comes up with a bunch of people, and the dude that's working in the store runs in the back and hides in the closet of the bathroom, and Ja goes back there and he's threatening him, and I'm gonna catch you when you get off work, and all this type of stuff. Yeah. So it's like you got all these things, all these factors. And at the end of the day, he's this motherfucker to me, but I don't really know where I stand on it, because partly I don't know the dude, but when you start to take all this stuff into account, what are you gonna say? This motherfucker.
Bree, I agree with Kevin. And I think that's an excellent this motherfucker. And all I want to chime in before I let Bree in is that I just want to say two words, or just one phrase: 8 Mile. Just like we talked about. Just like at the dude at the end, like, what'd you say, Clarence? He's got two real good parents.
Yeah, Clarence.
Ja Morant,
real good parents.
Yeah, exactly. Ja Morant is that dude. He's that dude. It's like okay, so now all of a sudden you're a gangster, right? and not to disparage, but you waited till you got money, then you became a gangster?
But that's what some other people are saying is, how do we know that though? What if he was
that's
already
where I'm
doing
going.
that
But that's
stuff
where I'm going.
beforehand?
Where's the evidence where, just like everybody says, man, there's no trail that you can follow that says, oh yeah, Ja Morant, he's always been.
He does have videos of him younger, throwing up stuff and portraying that well before he ever got into the NBA.
Again, 8 Mile, man. That's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, so now you're Clarence now. In other words, people are coming out saying, oh, I've never seen that dude. I've never seen that dude do anything. Why is he like trying to portray that he's this or that? Exactly. Portray, right? Like real gangsters say, I don't go around saying I'm a gangster. I don't go around, waving a gun. I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that. So that's why I'm saying.
Fill in the blank. Real G's moving silence like
lasagna.
No, Bree.
Is it lasagna?
It is lasagna.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Wait, hey, Bree did the no look to me like, I got this. I got this. Thanks, Bree. Hey, Kev. Hey, man, that was good though. That you tried to get me on that one, man. Tried to make me assist behind the back to Bree. Go ahead, Bree.
I got it.
You got the lot. Yeah, every once in a while, I like to keep him on his toes. Bree. Every once in a while, I like to keep him on his toes, and Tess pops out. But you saved him this time, because I could always see when my pop puts his thinking cap on, and I could tell he was going to maybe figure it out, but he was like,
IYK. Okay, IYK. YK. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say, man. You think, like I said, man. Let me wrap it back to these parent boundaries. Did you not think I would remember the YK with that assist from Bree? Come on, man. It's like no, man. If you know,
I don't know if you would have guessed that. I don't know if you would have guessed that. I don't know if you would have been able to fill in the blank.
I think I was kind of thirsty to say it because I was already thinking it in my head.
Thank you, Bree. See, see, once a person shows who they are, that's who they are. Bree showed you who she is. Always willing to assist. Always willing to get that assist, man. I don't need to score.
Hey.
I don't need to score. I'll just take that assist. But Bree, you scored on that one. So and one for that one. Okay, let's give you the and one, because that definitely was an and one. All right. But no, man. Hey, Bree, what do you think, Bree? But just really quickly, what do you think?
So, when it comes, that's probably another show as well. But when it comes to sports,
yes,
I think it's a lot of things missing when it comes to sports. In particular, with this situation, even in the professional realm, where are the mentors? And I'm not saying that, hey, he needed this guidance, but as we can see, like the mom, she's actually handicapping him into doing what he does. I'm not really sure about the father. I don't know. But just the story that you just mentioned, Kevin, I think that's a lot for you to put your son in those situations. And he's the one that's probably putting money in your pocket to go to these shoe stores and spend how you spending today. So it's like you're putting him in these predicaments to actually lose these endorsements, lose, where he is in this place to actually support you and where you are today. So going back to mentorship, like I mentioned, this can go from sports to professional to wherever you are in life. I think it's very much so needed, even with the finance aspect. I think that people who from sports go to NBA, whatever league, from high school to, straight to the pros, I think there needs to be some type of guidance, because that's like a whole new world. And so who knows if this Ja Morant was like this when he was, growing up to where he is now. But is there anybody pulling him to the side to say, what you did then is not how you got to move now? Like, just because you're this All-American and everybody's looking at you, you're not safe. Just because you real good and things of that nature does not mean that you can't lose everything that you have. You're just another number to me. And I can only say that. Just like they found you, they can find somebody to replace you.
There you go.
Keep the league going.
There you go.
So I just think that missing piece, like I mentioned with, having finance management, I think that should be involved when, people come from college too and high school to the NBA. I think the finance management should be involved. I think therapy should be involved. I think a lot of different things should be involved when you're in these type of places because, more money, more problems. You
Risk
have to be that
management.
much more
Yeah.
careful. Absolutely. You have to be that
Yeah.
much more careful when you're in these places
Agreed.
versus somebody that's, regular smuggler. There's not a lot of problems. Like, of course, we have social media and things can get caught. But if you have endorsements and sponsorships and things of that nature, you have that much more to lose than a regular smuggler person that may get caught just doing something on social media.
100%. And just to say my redemption, when I see that $150 million redeemed, you're not going to see me. That's it. I'm done. I'm redeemed. Whatever I did, I'm redeemed. You'll never see me gun. You'll never see me 7 women, in my, nope, I'm redeemed. That's all I got to say, man. I just had to get that in, man. Just had to get that in. You know what I mean?
Little Wayne, I thought you can go check out his take on it. I thought he had a real interesting take on it, especially because Ja Morant is 23, right? So
Right.
he's a young man, and Little Wayne, as we all know,
he started off young.
He started off young and rose
14,
to success.
Something like that, right?
Right, 14. So, especially when he was 21, 23, he was in his prime, right? Like with a lot of money. And here's what he said. He said, number one, he said, kind of like Bree said, as the breadwinner, I don't care. I wish you would try to tell me this. I don't care. Like, you could tell me. He was taking us back to him at 23. Obviously, now he doesn't feel that way. But he's like, if I think back to when I was 23 and I had all that money, and people were trying to tell me to stop doing this, stop doing that. Mm-hmm. It's not happening. And then he said, number two, he said his circle would protect him. So if something was bad in the media about him, they would make sure that he never saw it. So while all of us are talking about it, we might think that Ja Morant is, watching ESPN or, going on YouTube. But in reality, maybe what Lil Wayne's friends were doing for Wayne is what Ja's friends are doing for him. They're taking his mind off of it. They're blocking him out from everything. So I thought it was an interesting take, And,
but is it healthy?
See, that's
I got
something
to say about that.
Yeah,
is that healthy? Because you're not learning a lesson from it. And that's the reason why they continue to do what they were doing because they didn't see the impact that they did on people or their businesses. So when it comes to protection, is it really protecting me or is it enabling me?
Right. It's one of the Go ahead, Pop. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I didn't mean to step on you real quick. The enabling, trying to, thinking that, I'm going to protect my money in the sense of the friends and the family, that there's a good way to do that. Obviously, if it's the intention is to protect, not financially, but just the risk of what can happen to you if you continue down this path, let's say, like Ja being in the car with the gun, like you and I and Bree talked about the other day. All it takes is a slip of the gun. Now the driver's shot or somebody in the back seat is shot. So that all that money is gone. Just, use Henry Ruggs, the receiver for the Raiders, who had the DUI and killed the person. All that money is gone, right? He goes to jail, comes out. Nobody's going to sign that dude. He's going to be in jail for a while, right? So Ja, at 23, just like your risk on the streets, you don't know where that's coming from. Whether it be your ops, whatever, allegedly, right? Whatever trouble's out there to find you.
It's real oppy outside.
But when you have the money, right? There shouldn't be enabling. It should be protection. And that protection should be, hey, Kev, don't get into that, man. Let us handle that. And man, you can't go with us over there to blah, blah, blah. Let us do this, right? So I agree with Bree and you that it should be some type of protection, not being a friend, especially the parents, because I put it back on the parents. If he's 23, they still should be saying, hey, you shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, I also agree with Bree. And one of the quotes that my mom always used to tell me as a kid that stuck with me my whole entire life is water seeks its own level. And what you think about that for a second.
Shout out to Lori.
Right?
I like that one, man. That's a good one.
Water seeks its own level, right? You know, the more popular phrase would probably be birds of a feather flock together, right? It's all so we've heard that, but water seeks its own level has always been my favorite. And, you know, I think Bree talking about, you know, where's the mentor at? I think that's spot on. You know, at the end of the day, you would like to see him with maybe some veterans in the league. You know what I mean? You know, being around them. You know, you're not. You know, it's funny, Bree, in LA, we say regular, degular. I saw you say regular, smegular. But you're not regular, degular. You know what I mean? You're not. You know, and some at some point in life, I think sometimes you have to recognize where you're at. And I think a lot of us have experienced this when we have friends in high school, and then now the friends that we did have in high school, we look to our left and right now, and we don't have those same friends. Maybe one or two are still there, but not that. You know what I mean? And that's not a bad thing. That's just that you know, in high school, exactly. It's growth, and you know. Ja Morant has went through a lot of growth at a young age, you know, success-wise, and you got to surround yourself with the appropriate people. Otherwise, stuff like this is going to continue to happen, you know? The last analogy that I'll give is as a hooper, right? One of the worst things that they used to tell me when I was younger was when they would see me playing with like kids my age or kids that weren't that good, like older gentlemen would come up to me and be like, you can't do that. And I'm like, what do you mean? These are my friends. They're like, you can't play with people that aren't at your level because you're gonna drop down to their level. You know what I mean?
Man.
So
I'm proud as a
it's
parent,
the same.
Man. That's exactly.
Yeah. So it's the same thing right here. You know what I mean? He has to find his water, seek his level to where he can rise above and have people that are doing better than him, or not even financially, just in a life standpoint, and hopefully he can gravitate towards that. That's the redemption I hope that he gets.
That is perfect, man. And Josh Clarence from now on, by the way. That is perfect, though, man. I'm calling Clarence. He's Clarence. He's not Ja.
He's Clarence. Oh, he's not John anymore. He's Clarence.
No, until he redeems himself, he's Clarence, man.
All right.
He's Clarence. But man, good points, Bree. Good points, Kev. Definitely, man.
Yeah.
He is the best. He is this motherfucker for the week, man. That's
he is, man. He is. And you know, normally we got these episodes always dropping, but we might have to drop this one sooner than later, man. Just to get this out there. And who knows, maybe it'll fall upon his ears. You know, you never know where these airwaves can travel. And
absolutely.
We as a black person as well, I know we all wishing him the best, and we just want him to do better.
Definitely. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Redemption.
That's it. That's it. Okay. Well, with that being said, man. Pop, I'm proud of who I am.
And I'm proud to be him.
Because he is I, baby.
And I am him.
It's real.
Gotta talk to you guys.
Outside.
Good seeing you,
All right,
Bree.
we out of there. We out of there. Appreciate you. The queen. The queen, Bree.
All right, then.